Have you ever felt the sharp sting of rejection? Picture a young boy, Lucas, brimming with dreams and an insatiable curiosity for life. Every day was an adventure, every moment a gift waiting to be unwrapped. But at the tender age of 6, an incident in his classroom would forever change his perspective. Imagine a scene of joy and unity, an activity designed to celebrate camaraderie and friendship. But for Lucas, it was anything but. He found himself among the few who were forgotten, overlooked, unseen. The jubilant laughter of his classmates echoed in his ears, a stark contrast to the silence that enveloped him. It was his first taste of rejection, a bitter pill that would prove difficult to swallow. This incident, seemingly insignificant in the grand scheme of life, etched itself into Lucas's consciousness. It was the birth of a fear that would accompany him for years to come. A fear not of the dark or of spiders or heights, but a fear of rejection. A fear of being left out, of not being good enough, of being excluded. This fear didn't just reside in Lucas's mind, it took root in his heart. It became a shadow that followed him, casting a dark hue on his dreams and aspirations. It whispered in his ear during moments of doubt, reminding him of the pain of not being chosen, of not being remembered. The feeling of rejection left deep marks on his heart, triggering a persistent fear of being excluded and rejected. As Lucas grew, the challenges of life seemed to reinforce his fear. The world around him was moving fast, and it felt like he was being left behind. He yearned for opportunities, but they seemed to be on the horizon, always just out of reach. The voice of self-doubt was a constant companion, whispering reminders of past rejections, fueling his fear of future disappointments. Despite the struggles, Lucas was an admirer of those who defied the odds. He found solace in stories of figures like Bill Gates, a man who turned a garage startup into a tech empire. Gates was a symbol of resilience, a beacon of hope that it was possible to overcome adversity, no matter how insurmountable it seemed. Lucas dreamed of emulating such a triumph, to rise above his own limitations and turn his vision into reality. In his 30th year, Lucas found himself trapped in a career that was far removed from his dreams. The fear of rejection echoed in every decision he made, and it was holding him back. His life was on a path that he didn't choose, a path that was chosen for him by his fear. But one day a devastating rejection made him question everything. It was a wake-up call, a turning point. He had a choice to make: to continue living in the shadow of fear, or to step into the light of opportunity. And it was in this moment of profound realization that Lucas decided to take the road less traveled, the road to self-discovery and personal growth. In the face of pain, Lucas had a choice: to be paralyzed or to grow. Every rejection, every no, every closed door was an invitation to step into the arena of self-discovery. Lucas decided it was time to confront the fear that had held him captive for so long. He chose to lean into it, to understand it, to transform it. Lucas embarked on a journey of self-discovery, a voyage into the depths of his soul. He sought to understand the roots of his fear, the origins of the rejection that had left such deep scars. He asked himself, why does rejection hurt so much? Why does it have such a powerful grip over me? In his quest for answers, he turned to online resources. Websites like rejectiontherapy.com became his guide, his compass in this uncharted territory. The exercises and strategies offered on these platforms challenged him, pushed him out of his comfort zone, and forced him to face his fear head-on. Lucas began to seek out rejection. He asked strangers for strange favors, faced the risk of ridicule, and embraced the possibility of hearing the word no. He opened himself up to the world, to its judgments, to its rejections. It was terrifying, yes, but it was also liberating. He soon realized that with each rejection he was growing stronger. He was learning to detach his self-worth from other people's opinions. He was learning to see rejection not as a personal attack, but as an opportunity for growth, for learning, for self-improvement. Rejection, he found, was not something to be feared. It was something to be welcomed, something to be cherished. It was a teacher, a guide, a catalyst for change. And with this newfound understanding, Lucas was able to redefine his relationship with fear. He was no longer a prisoner, no longer a victim. He was a warrior, a conqueror, a master of his own destiny. He discovered that vulnerability was not a sign of weakness, but a mark of courage. It was the willingness to show up, to be seen, to risk rejection. And in doing so, he found his inner strength, his resilience, his power. With each rejection came a valuable lesson, an opportunity to reconnect with his inner strength and redefine his relationship with fear. Then came the opportunity that would test Lucas's resolve. A chance to step into the academic world presented itself. Lucas was invited to teach a class at a local university. The very notion of standing before a sea of curious eyes, the possibility of rejection looming ominously, would have been enough to send the old Lucas into retreat. But this was a different Lucas. He was a man who had faced his fear head-on, who had learned to see rejection not as a crushing defeat, but as a stepping stone to personal growth. With the memory of the countless no's he had turned into opportunities for learning, Lucas made his decision. He chose to face his fear, to take the opportunity, to step into the unknown. And so, he found himself standing before a class of eager students, his heart pounding in his chest. He could feel the familiar tendrils of fear, but he refused to let them take hold. With a deep breath, he began to speak. His words flowed, filled with passion and conviction. He shared his journey, his struggles, his triumphs, and his insights. His lecture was a success far beyond what he had dared to hope. The impact of this experience was profound. Lucas realized that he had not only shared his knowledge, but had also inspired others with his journey. He had shown them that it was possible to face fear, to overcome it, and to turn rejection into opportunity. This was more than just a personal victory. It was a testament to the transformative power of facing one's fears. Lucas's story did not end there. His success as a lecturer was the catalyst for a new chapter in his life. He found fulfillment in teaching, in inspiring others to face their own fears, and in helping them to see the potential for growth in every rejection. His fear of rejection, once his greatest obstacle, had become his greatest strength. Today, Lucas is an inspiration to all those who face the fear of rejection. His journey is a powerful testament to the strength of the human spirit and the transformative power of facing our fears. It's a reminder to us all that every no can be a stepping stone to success, every rejection an opportunity for growth. Rejection doesn't have to be the end of the line. This was the powerful lesson Lucas learned. Through his journey, he discovered that each no was not a barrier but a stepping stone towards growth. He transformed rejection into opportunity, fear into courage, and self-doubt into unwavering belief. His story serves as an inspiring beacon for all of us, reminding us that we too can redefine our relationship with rejection. May we all follow Lucas's example and turn our fears into opportunities to shine.